And then he like begged me to come home with him. And I'm like, no, I gotta go. I live like an hour from here. So he got in my car and sat in my lap and would not let me leave.
Oh
and
my gosh.
like there was a song on the radio, I think it was like that Rihanna Stay song, and he's like, look, the universe is sending us a sign. And like the thing is, he was serious, like he wasn't even joking anymore.
It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Chaos.
Well, I know he had a good time.
It is the number one show at 2 a.m. in Wisconsin, and could be true, could not be true. We'll find out someday, I'm sure. The Swipe Wrong Podcast. I'm Chaos. I'm the guy that is bringing you all the crazy and some of the great, but mainly some of the crazy, so you realize you are not the only one who is attracting the crazy. There's plenty of crazy out there for everybody, and there's plenty of awesome times. So what do you think so far? So, I mean, do you think back to, hey, what was your favorite story? What was your favorite episode? Who was your favorite person that had some of the best stuff to go by? Let us know. I mean, send us what you think so far. Email us just your thoughts. If you don't want to tell your story, send us your thoughts at swipewrongpod@gmail.com, or call and let us know what you think. 317-426-6616. Doesn't just need to be about your story. It could also just be about feedback and thoughts and anything like that. We're happy to listen and kind of go from there. It's been a heck of a ride, and we're already working on season 2, which hopefully will be up. I would say we're shooting for shortly after the first of the year. So if you enjoyed this, click like, click subscribe, give that whole 5-star thing, and tell us what you think. This is one of those shows that I really totally dug. I spoke with this young lady. I make it sound so formal. I spoke with this awesome woman for the first time when we did this interview. I'd never met her before. She was a friend of a friend, and she was kind enough to take some time out of her busy schedule as a single mom while the kids were running around the house, and put up with me and have a conversation. And it was really cool getting to know her. It was awesome to hear her story, and it was one of the coolest things because I knew nothing going into it, nothing about her, didn't even know how old she was or anything like that. No experience whatsoever, and it was a really fucking awesome conversation. So, it was great. So, as a lot of them for season 2 are starting to be like, but this was my first going cold one, and it was awesome. So hopefully you will get as much out of it as I did. She was pretty fucking amazing. So sit back, put your feet up, grab the popcorn, butter that bitch up. And if you are in traffic, please, for the love of everything holy, don't hit the person next to you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Tut, tut, it looks like rain. And one more word, of course, from the quote-unquote legal department.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions or any entities they represent. This podcast is about dating experiences. It is not to say one dating app is better or worse than another.
I'm amped for this one. Why I'm amped? Because I've never met you. Like everybody else, I have a little bit of their story and know what's going on. Yours, yeah. I know one person, and I know that your schedule is fucking madness. So that's about what I know. And that you're a beautiful girl. I've figured that out too. So You're welcome. It's like, girl, like you're 15. I'll get you a lollipop. It's okay. No big deal. So let me ask you this. So how did you end up on the sites?
Well, basically, I got separated about 2 years ago. Being a single mom, it's kind of hard to meet people.
Sure.
So that's the easiest way to do it is when you have kids is online. How else are you going to meet anybody? It's not,
right.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work. So really like, unless it's like at the grocery store with my children, I'm not into anybody. So I think I've tried like every dating site. Weirdly, actually, I mean, it is easier having kids, but I actually did the online dating even before. That's how I met my husband.
Oh, no shit.
Well, my ex-husband now. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not a stranger to online dating, but I've never tried like Bumble or Tinder before. So those are new to me.
What was it when you met your husband? What were you using?
That one was Plenty of Fish.
Oh, it wasn't Farmers Only. I got it. Okay, cool. Plenty of Fish. All right.
Like the only one I didn't try.
So what's the difference? All right. So between Plenty of Fish and like you're on Tinder and Bumble and stuff now, what's the big difference?
Like the cool thing about Plenty of Fish. Well, it's like the cool thing and the not cool thing at the same time. So you get anybody can message you. So you'll just get like you'll wake up and have like just hundreds of messages from like random guys. Bumble, you have to, I don't know if you've tried, but you have to match and you have to initiate the conversation.
Sure.
So everybody that talks to me is somebody that I wanted to talk to first, right? So and I always say hi and then go from there,
Right.
So yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna like that, but I do,
Is that your favorite one now?
Yeah, I think so. I still have a Tinder, but I don't really use it that often.
So that's the rap I hear that Tinder gets. It's getting it feels like it's more the hookup app.
Oh yeah, but then I've heard from friends like that they've found real matches on Tinder.
Sure.
So I guess it could happen anywhere.
So in Plenty of Fish, anybody can message you. Mumble, which you like now, the women initiate things so that you like that a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it weird though? Like so you're not new to it. I'm sorry. I was gonna say, was it weird? Cause like usually like when you first go to it, you're like, God, I'd like to meet somebody in person, like the grocery store when they say like, I don't know, like, hi, can I have those eggs or something like that, which could be both provocative and they could need the eggs. I don't know.
I wish I could meet someone at the grocery store. That's just not how it works for me.
Tell me, like, have you ever felt unsafe? Like, have you ever gone out on a date and been like, I need to get the fuck out of here?
No, and that's the thing. I really have not met I haven't really had any bad dates. Like they've
awesome.
Like, okay. And where I didn't really feel anything, but I've never had like a really bad one where I'm like, that was horrible. Actually, I did go out with someone recently, and that one was kind of a weird one. But aside from that, like I've done this on and off for a couple years, and
sure.
It's only the weird people I talk to where I kind of like, okay, I'm not going to go out with you. I'm glad I found out that you're weird now.
So you got to tell me about the weird one then. Like if there was kind of a weird one recently, what was that? What happened? Tell me what happened.
It was just like he seemed totally normal and I liked him. He was nice, nothing like mind blowing. And then at the end of the night, like we kissed goodnight. And like after that, he just started being like crazy, crazy. Like he was just like, wow, oh my God. And I'm a good kisser, but I'm not like
I love it.
It was like it just like a switch went off. And then he's like, wow, we had started talking like a couple days before that. And he's like, when we started talking, like every 5 minutes, I would just be like, God damn. He's like, and now I'm going to be saying like, God damn, every 30 seconds. And I'm like, I thought that was funny. So I was kind of like, maybe I encouraged it, but like, it just went down the hill from there. Like he was like, basically acting like, oh my God, this is fate. I'm so giddy. I've never met anyone like you before. He's like, I want to like consume you. And I'm like,
oh my God. Oh, hi, Dahmer.
And he would tell me that. And then he like begged me to come home with him. And I'm like, no, I gotta go. I live like an hour from here. So he got in my car and sat in my lap and would not let me leave.
Oh
And
my gosh.
like there was a song on the radio, I think it was like that Rihanna Stay song, and he's like, look, the universe is sending us a sign. And like the thing is, he was serious, like he wasn't even joking anymore. And I'm like, he's like, please come over, meet my dog already, let's, I
Meet my dog.
And it was just, I was like, all right, I really gotta go. I left and he's like texting me nonstop, like, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about you. Send me your birthday with the day, time that you were born, the place, and I'm gonna do our compatibility charts because I know that we're meant to be, and you'll see. And I was like, is he being for real? But like it just kept going. Like it's one of those guys that they'll just talk to themselves. Like all day long, like I'll say, hey, I'm doing fine. How are you? And then it'll be like, bam, 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 bam. And then I just kind of stopped responding until he sent me like a crying face. And then I finally responded the next day and I'm like, hey, how are you? And then I haven't even responded since then because it's just been the same. He'll be sending me songs, like just like random, like one kiss is all it takes to fall in love. He's just like, I can't stop thinking about you. I can't sleep. It's so weird. It's so weird. He sent me an article on what it's like to date a Libra.
Oh my God. This is still going on. This is like as of, before this call, he's still doing it.
Yeah, he's still messaging me.
He's going to make you a fucking mixtape. Oh my God. That is crazy.
I've never had anyone that was so like crazy afterward, because the whole date, he seemed perfectly fine. Like it was, he seemed normal. I don't know.
You're a hell of a kisser. That's bottom line. I mean, holy cow. Fireworks went off. Have you been at a table, or if it was dinner or whatever, or drinks or whatever, where you're just sitting there and nothing's being said for like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 2 minutes that seemed like 5 minutes? Have you had that happen to you?
With my husband, actually.
That makes perfect sense.
It was such a bad first date that I was like, afterward, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't feel anything. And he was, and he still suckered me in because he's like, it was just, I was so nervous. I didn't know.
Sure.
He just blamed it on like nerves and because I'm so gorgeous or whatever.
Sure.
I was like, all right, I'm a sucker for a compliment. So, okay, well,
that a girl. When you said that, I swear to God, I thought you meant like at the end of the relationship. So not the first date. Like it ended how it started is what it sounds like.
But that's probably accurate too.
Yeah. So do you have, I'm going to call it a team. Do you have a team like after you're done with a date and you're like, all right, do you talk to your girls on how it went or what happened, or like a support group will say that helps you out?
Yes. Well, okay. I have my best friend, like she's on Bumble as well. And it's crazy because actually about like 10 years ago, I started her on online dating. Like I bought her like a 1 month of Match.
Oh, shit.
And she's been on it since then for 10 years now. It's crazy.
Wait a second. Isn't the point to be on to get off, or wait, to get off the apps? I guess either one is true, but I guess not.
You want to talk to someone, you just talk to her.
Sign me up.
I have pretty normal people. She's got like all like the real freaks,
Really?
Yeah. And she's very like voluptuous. So she has like guys that like have like fetishes, so she's got like the really weird guys.
They're asking for feet pics, aren't they?
Yeah, like they like just the weirdest thing. She's met guys that have like feeding phobias that like want to feed her cake and stuff, and then like have her weigh herself and then like touch her stomach. Like she's had people that like to, they say they like are like ass worshipers and they want her just to bend over and to worship their ass. I'm like, it's the weirdest shit. Like it makes my stories like, oh, well, okay.
So that being said, like, so you guys are each other's support group. So I got to ask, if it's an unsolicited dick pic sent to you, I think the etiquette is to send it to each other so you guys can share in the humor. Is that the proper etiquette, or am I wrong? Because as a man, I give you absolute permission to do so if it's unsolicited.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Girl.
We're totally the type. We'll like even send each other like, well, this is probably like TMI, but we'll send each other naked pictures of ourselves to be like, how does this look? Can I send this?
Oh, okay, cool.
We're totally like at a really cool level with that kind of thing. But
love it.
If it's anybody that we like, for sure. If it's unsolicited or like, oh, this guy's fucking sick. Look what he said.
Right.
Like, you know?
Right.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
100% support that. I like, and how often when it goes to text message, does that come in pretty quick after that on a lot of guys?
I've actually been pretty lucky. I don't get, especially on Bumble, because it's like the guys that I'm specifically picking out.
That's fair.
But she does a bunch of other ones. So I think Bumble has been pretty good for me, but like, you know, back on like other dating sites where anybody can message you, whether you match with them or not. That's when I was getting like dick pics and really dirty.
Okay. So now I got to hear about the story that I heard about.
Yeah,
so,
the Winnie the Pooh thing.
Yeah. So was this a Bumble match?
That was a Bumble one. But you know, like in retrospect, I'm pretty sure the guy was fake. Because
oh really?
Yeah, because he was so good looking, right? Like all his pictures were like almost like model-ish. And it did say like it had like a list like model, actor, whatever. He's a writer, he plays the piano, he sings, like, you know what I mean? Like the list went on of all the things. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And so I messaged him, and like right from the beginning, he was weird. Because I was kind of like basic, like, hey, so-and-so, how are you? And I said, so-and-so, how was your weekend? And he said, oh, it was good, but it would have been better with you in it. So already it was kind of like a weird, like pickup line.
Yeah.
And then I said something like, oh, you know, cool. I agree. Probably. What did you do? And he's like, oh, I hung out with friends, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about an adventure that you and I can go on together. And I was like, oh, this is kind of different than my normal, right? But most of these guys on Bumble are so boring. They don't even talk. So I kind of was like humoring this whole thing the whole way through, even when it got weird. And so
I love it. See where it goes.
So it was like, oh, cool. I'm like, tell me about this, this adventure. So yeah, he asked me, he's like, have you seen this Winnie the Pooh scene with the honeycombs? And I don't even know, like the bees and this and that, whatever. And I was like, no. And then he sent it to me. And he's like, watch this scene. And I want to end up like the ending scene of this clip. So I was like, okay. I watched it. And it was like I don't even really remember the video, but it's like, I don't know, Winnie the Pooh goes up to like the beehive and something. I don't know. I just know the bees are like chasing him, and then he falls in a big giant mud puddle. Like that's like the whole thing. And I'm like, so you want to end up in a big mud puddle? And he's like, exactly. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, and then I was even trying to like, kind of like change it. And so he was like, yeah, ideally, he's like, I want you to walk around and have on these little red shorts and a white or a yellow tank top or whatever. And I want your booty to be peeking out. I want you to wear these white stockings up to your knee and black Mary Janes. And like, he was so specific with all this stuff. He's like, and then we're going to have an umbrella, a black umbrella. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I think I have the clothes. I'm like, you bring the umbrella.
BYOU, bring your own umbrella.
And he's like, yeah, I have the perfect umbrella. And so then I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. So I'm like, all right, let me just change it up a little bit. And I'm like, so what do you want to do before the mud puddle? You know, like see if I can get him to be normal. And I couldn't. That's when he was like, well, I'm hoping you'll be walking around with the umbrella saying, tut, tut, tut. It looks like rain.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think after that, I was like, I can't humor this anymore. I'm done. And I just stopped. And then he deleted his profile. So I don't know if it was like a real thing. It was just so bizarre. And like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know how much of it was serious or how much of it I was just humoring him, but I'm like,
right.
You know, I just thought maybe he was just messing around, but it never stopped, you know? Like,
yeah. Yeah,
If
like
been
he
like,
had
sure that we can go to dinner, then I'd be like, oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, dinner, and then what? All right, you're bringing the umbrella? Fuck it. I mean, the gear you're saying is comfortable. I might as well wear the gear, but I don't know about the mud. Holy shit. He thought about it so much and had it. So he sent you the clip. I mean, like, that must be like his thing with everybody he talks to, would be my guess.
I mean, it's like a total like Winnie the Pooh fetish or something, right? I mean, the exact outfit that you want, the umbrella that you're going to have, it's like a reenactment, but like a sexy reenactment, you know?
Yeah. Like he wanted you to be you, not dress up as Winnie the Pooh, but to wear just the shorts and the shirt and the socks and the shoes and the umbrella, right? That's right. And then tut, it looks like rain. All right. So the one thing that I've heard, and I know people who listen to the pod will be like, all right, you talk about this too much, but like guys who lie about their height, have you ran into that?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time. Yeah.
I've heard a few times, like seriously, all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they'll lie by maybe like a couple inches, not usually like a ton.
Oh, guys lie about inches. Yeah. That's crazy. Guys never lie about inches. It's cold outside. Sorry. But seriously, enough to tell, huh?
Yeah. I mean, because it just looks, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm one of those too. Like if I'm probably like 5'6", 5'6.5", right? So if I see anything less than 5'7", it's a no for me. Like right. I feel horrible saying that I'm like, no. That's my thing, but I don't want anyone shorter than me.
Sure.
And I have a really good friend. He's on Bumble and Tinder. And when he was putting his height, he was like, he's my height. Okay. He's my height. And I'm like, if you put anything more than 5'7", that's such bullshit. Like, do not do that.
You read him the riot act. That's awesome.
I think he did end up putting 5'7", but it was like, he was like, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, just do it. You're going to bring some female out there when you meet her and you're this tall. No offense.
Yeah. So like when you show up and they say 5'10" and they're 5'5" or whatever, you're kind of like, this motherfucker.
Yeah. Right. No,
right?
I mean, I'll still have a nice date with them, but maybe I'm just like, and I guess I understand why people do lie, because you probably wouldn't have gone out with them if you really, like you give them a chance. It makes you give them a chance.
Sure.
Yeah. I had gone out with one guy who lied about his height, and I mean, it made me really not like him when I saw him. Like we even FaceTime. Like he wanted to make sure that I was who I said I was. And we FaceTime. The FaceTime, he looked like his pictures, but then we get to the date and he's like, at least like 2 inches shorter than he said he was. He was probably like my height. Wow. And in his pictures, he looked like a lot more like, I don't know, buff, but like he was tiny. Like he was tiny. Yeah. It was so weird. And I was not into it.
So the fucked up part about that is he wanted to FaceTime with you to make sure that you matched your pictures. But in the meantime, he's lying about his height and he's lying again. And he's the one, right?
That's bullshit too. Right.
Right.
I mean, you could only see like this part of you though. Like I can't tell how tall you are from whatever.
I am 69 inches tall. That's what I can say with all honesty. I am 5'9". It's the fun joke.
I didn't even realize that. I don't know if I'm offending anybody when I said things about the height.
No, you're not. If you are, they can come contact me. That is not offensive at all. They can go fuck themselves because it matters. Like it all matters. Like I'd rather have somebody who's in shape. I mean, whatever you want. It all matters.
I hear that all the time. Like my friend, she's a bigger girl, right? But she doesn't like bigger guys. Like that, she still wants them to be like in shape. Like it really is all your preference. Like,
all right. So, do you like to do a phone call before you go out?
I actually don't. I'm not a big. I mean, like I'm a phone person, but I kind of feel like weird talking to someone I've never met. No offense.
No, none taken. It's all right. That's more than fair, to be honest with you. Hopefully you haven't felt weird through the whole conversation.
Especially through FaceTime. Like that one guy that was really tiny, he wanted a FaceTime and I'm like, this is weird. It's just, I don't know. Like I have no problem talking once we've met and I know like I can picture who you are and we kind of have like a banter going back and forth, but I don't know. It's awkward for me. It's little.
Okay. That's fine. Look, I will let you off the hook unless you have something else that you can think of or something else you want to say. You've been fucking awesome to talk to.
Okay. I mean, I'm so sorry. Cause like I said, I'm sure Mike made me seem more interesting than I am. I just tell him stupid things in passing, like really like, so I probably just, I like to talk. So I probably just wasted a lot of your time, but I
None
hope
at
you
all. No. You wasted none of my time. Like, seriously, like, I can't tell you, like, I've talked to about 20 people just about things like this, just about this specifically. Obviously, we talked to more people than that. And so many, like, your story, just divorce, how you got there, you know, just things that you're going through. It's going to help more people than you can imagine. So you didn't waste my time at all. It was fucking awesome to talk to you. So don't worry. Don't even think that. Personality is awesome. They're not going to see the smile because it's all audio.
Oh, I know.
Awesome.
That's the only reason I agreed.
Okay. Well, see, there you go. And hopefully you were comfortable. That's the main thing.
Thank you for being along for the ride on the Swipe Wrong podcast, where we take everyday people like you and me telling their everyday stories of their swipe right life. Show is produced by Jay Pelham. He is the host of Pelham Place. If you want to reach out to the show and tell us your story, we'd love to hear it. Give us a call. Google Voice us at 317-426-6616. Leave your information and we'll get back to you, or just your story. You can also email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. We are on Insta, Facebook, TikTok. We're out there. I am Chaos, the host of Chaotic Commentary. You can find me pretty much anywhere that you see me. And next week, the saga continues.
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong.